What if the real villain of Fallout isn't Vault-Tec, isn't the Enclave, isn't even the bombs? What if the real villain is Control? Because Fallout Season 2, Episode 6, The Other Player, quietly delivers the most disturbing question the franchise has ever asked. Is a peaceful world worth losing free will? And once you see what this episode is really about, you'll never look at Hank, Barb, or even the Ghoul the same way again. The core idea of Episode 6, The Other Player. This episode isn't just setting up endgame alliances. It's revealing that Fallout has 3 different philosophies battling for the future of humanity. Chaos, the wasteland as it is. Control, Hank's vision. Determinism, Barb and Vault-Tec's cold logic. And every single character in this episode represents one piece of that ideological war. Let's break it all down. Barb isn't the final boss. She's a pawn. The episode opens with Barb inside Vault-Tec, watching presentations that feel wrong. Not evil in a loud way, but evil in a corporate PowerPoint way. Vaults running out of water by design. Premium highways for preferred customers after the bombs drop. Aesthetic choices for the end of the world. This is Fallout at its most honest. The apocalypse wasn't chaos, it was planned logistics. And Barb, she's not in charge. She's a middle manager in the end of civilization. Hidden detail. When Robert House presents the automated man, he's lying. Not about the tech, but about who controls it. Vault-Tec isn't partnering with Robco. They're using them. House gets cold fusion for Vegas. Vault-Tec gets human experimentation at scale. This confirms something massive for Fallout lore. Cold fusion wasn't meant to save the world. It was meant to freeze it in place. Barb's true motivation, fear, not evil. When Barb cries alone, staring at her family photo, it becomes clear. She doesn't believe in Vault-Tec. She believes in survival at any cost. Her argument to Cooper is the most important moral question in the episode. Wouldn't you kill millions to save your daughter? And here's the terrifying part. Most people would hesitate, but not say no. That's why Barb isn't a monster. She's worse. She's relatable. The Ghoul and the Super Mutant, the past coming back. Now let's talk about the Ghoul, because Episode 6 quietly redefines him when he's impaled, rotting, mutating, and screaming his real name. I was Cooper Howard. That's not just desperation. That's identity-fighting decay. Massive theory. The Ghoul isn't afraid of death. He's afraid of forgetting who he was. That's why the Super Mutant matters so much. The Super Mutant is a mirror, played by Ron Perlman. The original voice of Fallout's opening narration, this isn't just fan service. This is symbolic. The Super Mutant says, they call us abominations, but we're kin. And he's right. Both the Ghoul and Super Mutants are failed attempts at control. Vault-Tec tried to control humans. The Enclave tried to perfect them. Both created monsters instead. Big theory. The war the Super Mutant mentions isn't a battle. It's a reckoning. A war against the systems that decided who gets to stay human. And the Ghoul is refusing to join? That's him clinging to individuality even if it kills him. Hank MacLean is the most dangerous man in Fallout. If Barb represents determinism, Hank represents something far scarier. Benevolent tyranny. When Lucy wakes up in the fake vault home, it's comforting. Until it isn't. Everything is clean. Everyone is polite. No one argues. Because no one can. The big reveal. Hank doesn't see himself as a villain. He sees himself as a gardener. He takes murderers and turns them into pencil sharpeners. Cannibals into trail mix makers. Enemies into friends. And when Lucy frees them, they don't leave. That's the horror. Why this is the scariest moment in the series. The moment with the Legion soldier and Biff is the thesis of the episode. Lucy believes freedom will fix things. Reality proves her wrong. Violence returns immediately. Then Hank flips the switch. And suddenly, peace, friendship, order. And Lucy has to face the worst realization of all. It worked. That's why Hank smiles. Not because he's evil, but because he's right. Lucy's moral breaking point. Lucy is the audience's moral compass. But Episode 6 cracks that compass. She wants justice. She wants accountability. She wants the world to be better without becoming worse. But Fallout doesn't allow that fantasy. When Hank says, the only way people feel safe is by hurting each other, he's wrong. But he's not completely wrong. And Lucy knows it. That hesitation in her face, that's her realizing the world isn't fixable with good intentions alone. Maximus and Thaddeus. The future deciding its path. While gods and monsters debate control. Maximus and Thaddeus represent the future generation. They don't want power. They don't want ideology. They want survival. Maximus still believes in good people. Thaddeus believes money can buy morality. Both are wrong. Theory. Their reunion with the Ghoul isn't accidental. The Ghoul is the result of choosing survival over morality. Maximus is about to see where that road leads. Why the title The Other Player matters. This episode finally reveals something massive. Vault-Tec isn't the only one pulling strings. There's always been another player, not a faction, not a villain, but an idea. Control versus choice. Barb chose control through sacrifice. Hank chose control through force. The Enclave chose control through purity. And the Wasteland? It chose chaos. Season 2 isn't asking which side is right. It's asking, which one would you choose if your family was on the line? By the end of episode 6, Lucy has Hank in chains but not answers. The ghoul is alive but closer to losing himself. Maximus is walking toward a truth he isn't ready for. Super mutants are organizing. The Enclave is watching. Vault-Tec's real leadership is still hidden. This isn't set up. This is Fallout saying, there are no heroes left, only choices. And Season 2's ending won't be about stopping a bomb. It'll be about deciding who gets to decide the future. Closing calm, reflective tone. Fallout has always told us, war never changes. But episode 6 tells us something far worse. People don't change either. They just find better ways to justify what they do. And the scariest part? You might agree with them, right up until it's too late. Thank you for watching.